Hey, 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 hey! Greetings and salutations to you people of the interwebs. So today we're looking at another issue of Transformers, the Bold Continuity. This is issue number 10. It is let me get this title here. Part 4 of The Cracks Beneath Your Feet. It's written by Brian Ruckley as usual, and we have Angel Hernandez, Beth McGuire-Smith, and Anna Malkova on the art duties. So again, we're going with this split arts. Various people doing different parts of the story, doing bits of different art. I'm not sure who's done this cover, but it looks great and doesn't reflect what actually happens in the issue. But never mind, because stuff is still actually happening in this comic. The plots are moving forward, and yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. I'm quite digging it. I'm quite getting into it. I think it's had its teething issues, and it's going places, and things are going to start coming ahead. So last issue, Chromia, Windblade, Sideswipe went to investigate this underneath the memorial that Cyclonus were guarding. They were up to investigate that and find out what's going on. There was an explosion, so we found out that here that Sideswipe's injured, Windblade's in intensive care. I'm not sure what's going on with Chromia. So the security forces are a bit panicked, as it were, from what's going on. Now, Bumblebee, who's now with the Centicon Guard, is kind of doing some bodyguard duties for Megatron, along with Elita 1. And so they're getting to follow him around. There's kind of this peaceful protest against the murders of Brainstorm and Rubble, while kind of a memorial service march. It's very peaceful, but they're also they believe that the Rise is responsible for this, and they believe that the Ascenticons are connected to the Rise. Who would think such a thing? Why would they think such a thing? So that's going on. Meanwhile, Freud again is talking to Cyclonus, and he's asking him, about the dead people that he sees, and he's ever talked to Paragon, I believe, is also one of the others murdered, and he name drops that he didn't die, he was killed by Paramagna. So that's Paramagna is the leader of the Torchbearers in the old continuity, part of Victorion. So whether or not she's the same situation here, we don't know yet. It's just another little put a mystery in there. Meanwhile, we actually see a Senate meeting in which all the senators are arseholes. Yeah, we're doing spoilers, by the way. If you've seen this deal before, we're kind of, we're just going to tell you what's happening in this comic. Because I think that's the best way to convey how much I'm enjoying it, really. Yeah, so the senators are all arseholes. Megatron's being a bit of an arse. Doesn't agree with what they're doing, but they're like double down. They're like outnumbering him on how many arseholes they can be. And silence is not consensus when it is enforced. And when are you not listening? Says Megatron. Optimus Prime is worried that there are riots again, and he thinks that the Ascenticons should calm down their activities while they take care of while the Rise is taken care of. And he says that everyone must take a stand to denounce the Rise once and for all. Call them liars and killers. Take away away their name. Give them one that matches their deceit behind their mask of aspiration. Ha! Interrupts Megatron. He's saying that's 2 on the nose. So yeah, Optimus Prime's way of fighting the Rise is to try and besmirch them by giving them a name that is deceitful. So I don't know where that's gonna go. Bit on the nose there. I mean, I'd quite liked the if the Decepticon name was a bit more organic, but even though the people of metal, but if there was a more organic way to reach that conclusion, if the general people had kind of, got the words and started mashing things up, and eventually it became Decepticons, I'd quite like it. Rather than something. Orion Pax. He's Orion Pax. He's not Optimus Prime. He's Orion Pax. Rather than have it, something that they come up with. But yeah. Anyway, Megatron's not happy. He storms off because basically the council are unaccepting to even briefly consider any kind of change. Which, the Transformers after all, so change should be part of their CNA, as it were. But yeah, they're unmoving. They're not even willing to listen to like Megatron's points of view, and he thinks this. So that's gonna stir more trouble really. So the guards follow him out. Bumblebee and Elita 1. Megatron's attacked by some people who think that the Decepticons and the Rise are the same organisation. Why would they think that? I don't know. So Elita 1 and Bumblebee kind of hold them off while Megatron makes a run for it. But yeah, I quite like Elita 1 in this. She seems like she's someone who's joined the cause because she believes in it, but isn't an ass like many of the others. So her and Bumblebee get on quite well. She probably reminds him a lot of Windblade because it seems to be very similar kind of no messing about, but keep mostly honest. So Megatron goes through the wilderness, drives around. I think this is Beth mcguire-smith's work. She's the one who did the issue in the lift, so I quite like this use of all the different scenery, even though all these canyons and stuff, it just looks kind of like Earth really. I think I just need more metallic in my landscapes really, but I suppose it could be rusty bits of metal. But Megatron goes off for a sneaky secret meeting with Shockwave, who apparently is controlling the Rise under Megatron's directions for them to cause trouble, so that the people will get angry and then more people will join the Decepticons. So really, wow, imagine that. Imagine the rise of the Decepticons that everyone believe are connected organizations actually being connected organizations. But there's tension there because this is a different take on Shockwave wants to create chaos. He wants chaos. He wants disruption. And he's basically, Megatron's let him out of the bottle. And he's not a guy to go back in the bottle once he's let out. So you see, it's going to be trouble. There is trouble ahead between the two of them because, Shockwave will want destruction and chaos, whereas Megatron just sees it as a means to an end to further his political agenda. So once we've got through that, we have a meeting on the steps between Prowl and Soundwave. Now, behind Soundwave or in the building behind him, is Barricade, who is termed Cloak, as it were. The security agent is turned Cloak, and Prowl is there to take him in for questioning. And he says, I've got permission. He's going to enter the building to take him away for questioning. And Soundwave just says, nope. And Prowl goes, "What?" So either that's just going to be the end of the thing, and they're going to just go away next issue, or it's going to kick off. It's going to kick off. Hopefully, it'll kick off. We like a big kick off. And in the meantime, spaceship arrives, and Sentinel Prime, Starscream, Nautica, Red Tracks, Road Rage, maybe, Flame War, and Hound come off, and the massive ship actually also transforms, which I quite like, having this big old spaceship former. She looks great. Yeah, so that's this issue. Next issue, just a picture of Elite Wonder movie, which I don't like. I'd like a bit of blurb. I keep saying this. I'd like a bit of blurb just to keep me interested. Not just, here's a picture of the cover of the next issue. Seeing as so far the covers quite often don't actually relate to what's in the issue, so it's a bit of a falsehood. But other than that, enjoying it. I would kind of recommend getting in on the Cracks Beneath My Feet storyline. I think that's you can kind of just guess what happened in the world in my eyes part. Doesn't need to be read. Maybe the issue Optimus Prime Freefall, whatever it's called, the Ryan Pax Freefall. You could probably read that issue as well, and I think you'd get a good understanding of what's going on with this world. But it's another good issue. And Angel Hernandez's work is still very abstract, but there's a lot more going on with each issue. They seem to gain more confidence and how they build up the backgrounds and all this type of stuff. There's still some kind of weirdness goes on, with proportions distorting due to just how abstract and line work all the artwork is going on. But generally, it's getting better. No complaints about Animalcoves, or I quite really like the work, the very grainy work that Beth mcguire-smith does. So, yeah. Is this better than the first continuity of IDW Transformers? Is an unfair question to ask, because this is issue 10. I know we'd covered a lot of ground by issue 10 of the IDW first continuity, but that's because they were doing mini-series. It was very much based on, we're doing a mini-series about this, we're doing a mini-series about that. So they moved at a much faster pace because it was various different mini-series coming together. This is one long-haul story. So it's better than a lot of the IDW continuity phase 1. Or if you're counting phase 1 as up to Chaos Theory. Is it better than the golden days of IDW? The death of Optimus Prime, the first run of More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in Disguise? No. But they covered a lot of ground to actually get to that point. If by that stage, if several years in, will it be on that level? It will be. If we give this continuity a chance, it'll get to those peaks. Mark my words. Mark them. Anyway, I've been Bisto Yeti on Wobbly Cam. Hope you've enjoyed my little comic ramblings. I know they're not the most popular videos that I do, but I enjoy doing them because I enjoy the fiction. Sometimes you just need to do and talk about what you like. So until next time, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And because you deserve it, let's bump this, shall we? Bisto! Fisto!